Jump, shop, baby. Yay!
Welcome to, I guess you call it season 2 of
Season 2, wow.
Jump Shot Therapy.
Already?
Yeah, number 2 for seasons.
I like taking number 2s. Is that okay?
Yes, I guess so. My name is Dylan Barretto. You call me the Boss Baby. You can call me Get Your Shit Together. You can call me Basil Buns. Basil Buns. Yeah, I get new nicknames from work all the time. I think they're very good. I ate a vegan pizza last Friday because I can't eat cheese, and my farts literally smell like basil and just pizza itself. So one of the associates that worked for me was just like, "Yo, you get out of here, Basil Buns." So, yep, I got Basil Buns, a Boss Baby. I'm with Alfredo Velez, a.k.a. the Muslim Goku, a.k.a. the Trash Man.
Yeah.
He's sitting here without a shirt on. It's hot in here.
Hotter than a witch's. No, it's colder than witch's tit. Never mind.
Yeah, it's cold. It's not cold. It's hot here
I got the term mixed up. Damn it.
JST Studios, a.k.a. my dining room. And this is the first episode with young Gunther, white boy Hunter, the young man, baby boy, everything you want to call him that's derogatory towards young people. He is the ultimate millennial. Yeah. He is the millennial.
Just real quick before you get into, I saw Hunter's old Facebook pictures. Justin Bieber Part 2.
Oh, come on.
No, it's Jeffrey Dahmer. He literally looks like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Let's not go into that one.
He also looks like that really skinny kid that's really popular on Instagram right now.
Oh, that's doing push-ups?
I saw a video of the skinny dude with the fucking fat guy tattooed, and I tried to send it to you both because that's you two.
Come on, man.
That is literally you two.
Once that video came out, I got 10 text messages all linking me to a Facebook video of that. I was like, come on, man.
It's literally one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
I haven't seen it. You gotta tag me in.
I'm definitely going to. I have to find it on Instagram because it's super fucking funny.
That and the backpack kid.
Yeah, you don't look like the backpack.
No, yeah.
You look like Roy Purdy. Like that fucking white dude that was going through the high schools and dancing and jumping the trash cans. I thought of you when that shit was going around when I first came out, and it was really, really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on here. Like I said, last week we launched, not lunched. I'm hungry. We launched Jump Shot Therapy Twitter.
Yep.
JST Jump Shot the Rapey. Add us.
Uh-huh.
Follow us. Tweet at us.
Subscribe, all that stuff.
SoundCloud.
All
that stuff.
everything.
We launched the YouTube. We launched the SoundCloud. Jump Shot Therapy on everything.
Next week, I actually got a surprise for y'all next week. You see this logo? It's going to be something crazy next week. Promise y'all.
Yeah, I have no idea what that looks like.
Nobody knows what it is besides
nobody knows what it looks like except for Fredo and his boys who are taking care of all that. So I'm going to take a look and criticize very, very strictly. The simpler the better. JumpShotTherapy.com is a thing. We're still working on it. Hunter, how's that coming along?
It's going good so far. All we're waiting for is some articles to go up so we could have a lot of content for you guys, but all 6 episodes of the first season are already up. And then once this one goes up, it'll already be uploaded to the website. So we're hoping to get at least 5 to 10 articles up before we launch the website. But after that, it's all set to go. We got our Twitter page and our Twitter feed hooked up. We got all of our info about us. We got the episodes in a separate album so you guys could go through the seasons and stuff and kind of go through it. It's looking really good, actually. We got our SoundCloud hooked up to it and our YouTube page hooked up to the front page. So
next thing is some T-shirts.
Actually, the next thing is going to be, I think, iTunes.
iTunes, yeah.
We got
iTunes very soon.
We got the RSS feed hooked up to the website, so iTunes will be linked up as soon as the website drops. So we'll link that all on the Twitter page. So.
Yes, I'm really excited about that because I'm going to start getting on all platforms and really get this ball rolling.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to it. Hunter already has a Khalil Mack trade article written and top 5 trade destinations or something like that.
Yeah, top 5 trade destinations for Khalil Mack. Number 1 is going to be a big thing for one of the guys on the podcast, so we'll see.
He's looking glaringly into the Jets fans' eyes.
I mean, last week it was the Packers, but it's okay.
Yes. I know Big Brother, Sand Viper, Steven Barretto, my big brother, is interested in writing. He actually next week is going to be on with us.
Be on? All right.
Yeah, he's not going to be in person, but he'll be here in spirit because we're debuting a very, very interesting new segment to the show that we were talking the other day. Alfredo was kind of in the discussion when it was happening. It's called Ryan Tannehill versus.
Yeah.
And it is...
It's similar to Jamario Moon but the football version.
It's more in depth than that.
More in depth. Yeah.
It's like a March Madness type bracket where Ryan Tannehill goes against Snacky Cakes.
The little Debbie's.
Coke product, Johnny Sins porn characters.
Oh my god!
Anything you can think of.
The Mexican guy with the mustache. Yeah, that was my favorite.
Yeah, everything. I think I think Johnny Sins actually played a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill too. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah, well, who was that black guy from Me and Khalifa porn scene? Anyway.
Jesus Christ! All her porn just looks like she hurts. She literally looks like she hurts.
Real quick, going into some like racist, not racist shit. All the black guys she ever screwed who had to wear condoms. All the 9 blacks didn't wear condoms.
That's a lot of research.
This really went somewhere.
That's kind of creepy.
Go. We were just talking about how she looked like she was in constant pain, and you're over here just saying that she just doesn't like black dudes.
It's kind of true. It's weird because the white guy she's going out with now has a straight up black sleeve. But anyway, go on.
All right.
We're skipping this, all right?
I don't know where this even went. I don't know where my train of thought is at this point. I was going through the housekeeping. I think that's it for housekeeping.
Yeah.
I think we got that ball rolling. Jump Shot Therapy Twitter, jumpshottherapy.com will be a thing. Jump Shot Therapy YouPoop.
Is it similar to the AKAs from Jesus and Mero?
Yeah, it's not really.
AKA
Our AKAs are just a couple aliases we have. Hunter's Young Boy Hunter, Gunther, White Boy Hunter, everything you could think of. I was thinking of one that involved Hunter being a millennial, and I forgot it. As I was writing like some of the doc for today's show, I was going through other things I call Hunter. I call Hunter a lot of things.
Yeah.
But a lot of it I can't say. Because it's
behind
very
closed doors.
Vulgar.
Yeah.
I once threatened to fuck Hunter, actually, but
we're gonna get into
that's
this.
a story for another day. First thing on today's doc, the Jacksonville Madden shooting.
Yeah.
It's a very unfortunate series of events that happened.
Yeah.
Which I take to heart more so than probably. I think the only person who might take this to heart here more than me is probably Hunter, because we're so invested in the Madden community, and we literally play Madden year round.
Yeah.
And I'm already like huge football fan, huge Madden fan. I'm also like in depth in gaming culture.
Yeah.
100%. So it sucks when things like this goes through. Thoughts and prayers out to everybody who's involved. And
they already raised $1 million for the family too. Shout out to EA for that.
Shout out to everybody involved who is actually taking the active steps to do something about it. It comes a point where thoughts and prayers aren't enough, and it's up to not even just the government and the people in charge, but also us as citizens of the United States, not even just gamers, citizens of the United States, to actually be active in the elections and actually being involved and seeing who supports the NRA and all that stuff to make sure we can take the proper steps to get to where it needs to be, because it's awful that we are desensitized to all of this stuff because it happens so frequently. So thoughts and prayers out to everybody involved in Jacksonville. Huge shout out to EA Sports for taking the steps necessary to right whatever wrong was there, and thoughts and prayers out for the families involved. Hunter, what's next on the dock?
All right, so Manu Ginobili just retired. So,
Manu!
Yeah,
Ginobili!
Chris Webber.
So I had a quick question. Once you stop saying Ginobili, Charles Barkley.
You double fisting churros, motherfucker.
All right, so I had a quick question. Whose career would you rather have? Dirk Nowitzki's career or Manu Ginobili's career?
Ginobili.
I'm taking Ginobili's career over Dirk. Dirk is... Do we put Dirk top 50 of all time?
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yes, we do.
That's...
Yes, just for the way, like,
put him
the
in
same
top
way you would put KG in the top 50.
If I'm putting him in top 50 and he's like number 49.
Okay, it's still in top 50.
Top 50, yeah.
He may be in the top 50, but I think Ginobili has had a better career.
Yes,
not even an NBA
Not
career.
even NBA, yeah. That's the point I was going to make too.
Career.
Like Europe, the Olympics, the the Euro Cups.
Probably the most important gold medal in basketball history.
And that USA team was decently stacked.
It's not even that it was decently stacked. It was more so that it was so important to the growth of basketball on a national level for somebody other than the United States to even be involved. And for Ginobili to be spearheading that and then also winning, 4 titles?
4, yeah.
4 titles and being arguably the best 6th man to ever play the game of basketball.
I'm surprised he didn't win more 6 Man of the Year awards. He only won 1.
Yeah. So the league is a little bit different how they grade that type of stuff. You can't give the award to everybody because that is literally at one point.
But I mean, Lou Williams won it 3 times.
The Manu Ginobili, the Jamal Crawford, the Lou Williams, the James Harden Award. Like, all those guys are stacked players. But Ginobili literally does not care about the accolades. He cares about...
Which is what he did in general for basketball.
Yeah, he's a star in his own country and in Europe, and then he comes to the NBA and he's like, I'll be a role player, I'll be a 6 man. And a lot of people are saying...
he got drafted in 99, didn't play till 2001 or 2.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, oh, he's not a Hall of Famer. It's not called the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
it's the Basketball Hall of
Fame. When I was writing, put Oscar Schmidt. He was drafted top 5 in I forgot what year NBA draft. But he's easily the best international player in the world.
Oh, yeah. And he never played...
he never played a single game in NBA.
Basketball.
And he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
I think he was in Jordan's draft. I think he was in the 84. I think he was in that draft. It was in the 92 Dream Team documentary, I believe.
All right, so on the USC team that year, AI, Steph Marbury, Wade, Boozer, Melo, LeBron, Emeka, Marion, Amari, Tim Duncan, Lamar Odom, Richard Jefferson.
That's a stacked team.
But this is like rookie Melo, rookie LeBron, rookie Wade.
Hey,
no Kobe on it.
Kobe was in next year,
right,
next Olympics.
Still a very stacked team regardless of who the level of talent that's on that team. Anywhere in the world probably wouldn't have done it.
Yeah,
right.
Wouldn't have been able to beat them. But
yeah, so if you go,
Argentina was a power, and Argentina to this day still
is
very
one
good,
of the top.
but it also broke down the walls for other teams to really invest in basketball.
Argentina. Some of you guys might remember this name. I'm just gonna do some that we know. Carlos Delfino, Andres Nocioni, Luis Scola, Walter Hernian, Fabricio Oberto, Manu Ginobili.
Yeah, that's also like if you look at them on an athletic level, they are average people.
Yeah,
they are average looking.
Most
dudes.
European players are, South American players are pretty average looking.
And they all play together since they're like 13.
Kids,
yeah. So they have literally that rapport and the chemistry to get it done.
Yeah.
I love Ginobili on more than one level because he showed that you don't have to be the most athletic.
Yeah.
You just have to be crafty and understand the game and understand your role and put your pride aside to be able to get shit done. And he was able to get it done for so long. The only like real knock I put on Ginobili's career is that Game 6 where Ginobili owed somebody money and started fucking up everything. When Ray Allen hit that 3, that all was set up by Tim Duncan getting pulled out of the game, and Ginobili was just like, hey, I'm Ginobili, here's the layup. I'm gonna break this layup off the wall. He owed somebody money. But like that's the only blemish I'll put on his career because he is absolutely stellar.
Yeah,
and
like those Euro steps and behind the backs in the driving lanes, nobody else is really doing it until he came along.
Yeah, and that literally gave James Harden the lane he has.
And the flopping.
The flopping. No, I give that to Raja Bell. Raja Bell is one of the worst floppers I've ever seen in my life.
God. Didn't they call him like the Flasher before? No, but he had like a nickname similar to Dwayne Wade's. The Blur.
The Brazilian Blur.
The Brazilian Blur,
yes,
yeah.
The Brazilian Blur.
It's crazy that I didn't even get to like their accolades, and it was automatically Manu Ginobili. So Manu Ginobili is a 2-time All-NBA player and a 2-time All-Star. Dirk Nowitzki is a 13-time All-Star and a 12-time All-NBA, but only 1 championship. So you got 4 championships to 1.
So think of it this way. This is the way I look at it. Dirk probably has the better overall career, like as an individual player.
Yeah.
But how many times did he get there? And what did he do when he was there? He only got there once.
One of one, yep.
And
he got there twice, but he
Yeah,
lost
yeah,
in
yeah,
2006.
2006. You're right.
He got there
1-2.
twice
I
and
forgot
wasn't
about
able to
that.
get it done against a very young Dwayne Wade that took that team, put it on his back,
Yeah.
but also had a lot of old veterans
Yeah,
on that team.
Shaq, of course.
Shaq, Gary Payton, Jason
Yeah,
Williams,
yeah,
Lonzo Mourning,
yeah.
Udonis Haslem was very young,
Whew.
Dwayne Wade was very young.
Have you seen Udonis Haslem lately?
No.
Homeboy's ripped. Like, it looks like he can
happens when
play
you're old.
again.
Yeah, that's what you're holding it a lot of times.
Mm.
Old head and you don't really get as active as you once did, just lift the weights, brother.
Yep.
Ooh, yeah. What do we got next?
All right, so Aaron Rodgers just signed a new contract. It's crazy. 4 years,
Fuck Kirk
$134
Cousins.
million.
Fuck Kirk Cousins.
Skipping this one.
He's a bad man.
So by next March, Aaron Rodgers will have $80 million guaranteed.
Although 63.
But 63
At the end of this calendar year?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But by next March, $80 million goes into his bank account, and it's around $100 million guaranteed, and it's worth up to $180 million.
What do you got to say, Fredo? I want to hear your take before I go.
That's an NBA
nuts on it.
contract.
Before I go nuts on it, I want to hear you go.
All right, so, I'm a Green Bay fan. No, shout out Aaron Rodgers, blah, blah, blah. But, when the contract first happened, obviously I was super excited. Like, fuck yeah, you're Aaron Rodgers. He's here, blah, blah, blah. But now my personal issue is, now that I looked at it today, just reading, some of that money could have went to our defense.
It's 50% of the cap.
A lot of that money could have went to our defense. And it had me thinking, like earlier you talked about Khalil Mack. And I was like, what if we don't get Khalil Mack? Des Bryant is still available. So my thing is, why don't we trade one of our starting wide receivers and probably a couple of picks for Khalil Mack than sign Des Bryant?
Because they don't want it.
They don't want any of the receivers.
They don't want
got
players. They have their own receiving core.
They just got Jordy Nelson.
They got Jordy Nelson.
Yeah.
They have Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson. They have one more receiver as well that I can't.
Martavis. Didn't they get
Martavis Bryant. So
Martavis
Jordy
Bryant.
Nelson, Martavis Bryant.
So my only issue with
Mark.
this Aaron Rodgers thing is we need defense. That's the biggest
You guys
Achilles.
just
That's the
drafted-
biggest Achilles heels for Aaron Rodgers is
Yeah.
defense.
You guys just drafted 2 cornerbacks that I thought
First
were,
and second round, yeah.
Yeah, first and second round that I thought were 2 of the best cornerbacks in the draft, and they have been showing out in the preseason. It's actually pretty ridiculous. It looks like they hit on both of the picks.
Mhm.
However, Aaron Rodgers has taken up almost 50% of the cap. The cap will go up, but his salary also goes up.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it, Aaron Rodgers deserves any penny that he can get.
Yeah.
If anybody can get a fully guaranteed contract, I'd rather it be him other than fucking Kirk Cousins. So fuck Kirk Cousins. We'll get into that later.
I don't even know why Kirk Cousins
my
got that much
thing
anyway.
Is
Here's your butt. Okay.
I hear what you're saying about the salary cap and fixing your defense. Green Bay is not a free agent destination. So you put
They have to hit on draft picks.
They have to hit on draft picks. So
But
their
do you
money-
think it's because we don't chase free agents or
Green
just free
Bay
agents
is not a
don't
sexy destination?
Well, also Ted Thompson.
because we
also-
like I think we said it before. Coach McCarthy, he likes to like homegrown players.
Green
like,
Bay
from
as
the draft.
an organization has always been let's grow from home.
Yeah, so like Ted Thompson always wants to draft players, grow them. Like when they signed Julius Peppers, even though he was like 34,
Yeah.
33, 34, they were like, that's a huge signing for Green Bay because nobody
wants to go to Green Bay.
Nobody
Like
wants to go to
we
Green
even
Bay
got
and they
Wilkerson
don't
this
go
year.
out.
It's like so. It's not a sexy destination. When you're a free agent, you don't look at places where it's cold.
But you don't want to play with the greatest quarterback to arguably ever to play the game. Arguably, that's why I said
he's the
arguably.
greatest quarterback in the league right now. He's the best quarterback in the league.
He's the
right now.
greatest quarterback talent of all time.
Yes.
Talent.
100%.
If you're going up against careers, this is also on the segment, it's Rodgers versus Brady, and it's also kind of like comparing the contracts and stuff because Tom Brady has also always taken less, but it's not really like an indictment on them both. Like I don't say, oh, Tom Brady's taking less, so he's better.
Money does not determine how good you are.
No.
Because if that's the case, what?
Ryan Tannehill's better than Tom Brady.
And that's not true at all.
That's not. Joe Flacco's better than Tom
Not
Brady.
true at all.
Kirk Cousins is better than Tom Brady.
Not true at all.
No. So Tom Brady, I think he's 46th in the league in average per year earning per year at $15 million.
Yeah,
He
15.
understands the what's best for the team.
Yep.
But I understand he has endorsement money too, so I'm pretty sure.
And his wife
And
is
Rodgers. And his wife is
a billionaire.
Yeah.
Rodgers,
But Rodgers, I don't think has as much as Tom Brady.
As for endorsements, he's more marketable than Tom Brady.
He is.
Because Tom Brady is a dickhead.
Because Tom Brady lives in Boston, so I think
Tom Brady
depends
also
where
doesn't
you
do a
live.
lot of endorsements.
He doesn't do a lot of endorsements. He has UGG boots.
Yeah, he did
That's
Uggs,
dumb.
and back in 2014 he did a couple of ads, and people were like, "What's happening with Tom Brady?"
Yeah.
2 years ago he did like a mattress ad. Everybody freaked out because they were like, "Tom Brady doesn't do commercials." So
But
Tom Brady
Aaron
just
Rodgers is in all these State Farm commercials.
Yeah.
That one endorsement itself is probably more than all the
Oh, yeah.
endorsements
Double
Tom
shake
Brady
discount.
has. Yeah,
Business
discount
size
double check.
Uggs.
They
Discount
brought
double check,
Raji and all that
yeah.
stuff. But since Green Bay is not a sexy organization, or it's not a sexy place to be,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter if you're the best quarterback or the best quarterback talent, because on top of playing in somewhere shitty where it's the fucking coldest place to play, you also have to play under the pressure of performing while you have the greatest quarterback that's in the league and the greatest quarterback talent that arguably has ever stepped foot on the field. So it's just like playing with LeBron James.
Yeah.
If you play with LeBron James, you have to perform.
Yeah.
If you play with LeBron, you have to hear every bit of criticism that you get.
Wait, so this popped into my. Do you think like Aaron Rodgers and LeBron are on the same level when it comes to their sport?
I do not think so, only because I factor in durability. I factor in durability.
Absolutely.
Because Tom Brady has missed one season. Aaron Rodgers has broke his collarbone 2 times.
No, I'm talking about like when it comes to like being the best player.
I'd say it's still Tom Brady.
You still have to factor in everything that has gone through in their careers. LeBron
Championships,
has
MVPs.
been Iron Man.
Yeah.
Never been hurt.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
It's not. It's
Aaron
actually crazy.
Rodgers is frequently hurt.
Yeah.
And literally, you could honestly say one of the
Only 2
reasons Aaron
seasons.
Rodgers doesn't. No, he's missed more.
Last year with the collarbone, no, he broke his collarbone like 6 years ago.
He always misses a significant amount of games, a good amount of games, and you could argue, you could say, well, the reason he doesn't have more Super Bowl rings is because he's always fucking hurt. And that's why it's like, if you listen to any sports analyst talk about Aaron Rodgers and he was hurt, he's like, he's hurt again. It's a consistent thing. Aaron Rodgers is always hurt for something.
So Aaron Rodgers has only played a complete 16-game season 6 times in his career.
And how many years has he played?
He's going actually into his 13th year.
So half.
So literally, he's played less than half.
But also you got to factor in 05 through 07. He was backing up. So let's take that out. 10 years.
So about 60%.
60% of his career, he's not playing the full scale. Last season, he played 7 games. In 2013, he played 9 games.
Collarbone.
Yep. So I mean, once your collarbone goes, like it's just gonna. If he just gets smacked
Yeah,
on the
but
ground, it's a
he
physical
broke
sport.
his collarbone in one on the throwing hand and one on the non-throwing hand.
So that's
That's
worse.
even worse.
Yeah,
That's
he
worse.
threw on the throwing hand last season.
Yeah, and he's still trying to come back, which is nuts, because he's literally one tackle away from his career ending.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like we can literally watch the greatest talent ever step off the field because he couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Which also goes back to not like having great offensive line and all that stuff.
Our offensive
too.
line is mediocre at best.
If it all really depends. Like all that money, it's a great contract. I'm pretty sure you can find somewhere else to dump a lot of that in, but at the end of the day, you have to pay your quarterback.
Yeah.
The quarterback is the most important position on the field.
He's also, I mean, like you could compare him and Tom Brady in one aspect that they both have the same head coach their whole career.
Yeah.
I think the argument that like Aaron Rodgers has a terrible defense, so that's why he's not getting.
Yeah.
Tom Brady took the 2011 Patriots to the Super Bowl with the 31st ranked defense in the league. They were starting Julian Edelman at corner that year.
Holy shit.
In actual regular season games and in the playoffs versus the Ravens.
Because I think I was watching something earlier on Cowherd, whatever.
Colin Cowherd.
What's his substitute that usually comes in? He used to play
Doug
basketball.
Gottlieb.
Yeah, Doug Gottlieb. He was making a point today where the average for between Tom Brady's and Aaron Rodgers' defense, their rankings, the average for the Patriots defense is always around 6, like all time, and then the Packers is always around 18 to 19.
Yeah.
So that significant
in terms
gap
of, like,
of
scoring defense.
help defense is like that's significant.
Defense
for,
wins championships.
Things that you can never take away or you can never forget. I will never forget Aaron Rodgers being up 16-0 in the NFC Championship game in Seattle.
Yeah.
And blowing.
But it wasn't
They blew
his
it.
fault. It was the defense's fault.
you're still
because
you
he
still
scored,
get the,
but then he
the
scored
ball back.
21 straight points in the fourth by himself, and then I forgot who's the opposition. He scored 28 in the fourth by himself.
I think the game ended up being 23-16 in the NFC Championship game that year or 16-22 because Russell Wilson made it past a dime in overtime, but it ended up being one of the crazier games. But you're still up 16-0 going into the.
At that point, it's got to be when's enough, and you need to like make a play.
Yeah.
And sometimes the weapons aren't there, and he can't do anything.
So I'm gonna do a little.
Seattle defense is also ridiculous.
Yeah, the Legion of Boom. Yeah. So yeah, but I just want to do an asshole because I've heard this like wasn't there times where
No, you're right. It was 22-28. It was going into overtime 22-22. So you're right on that.
So wasn't there like a time where Tom Brady got bailed out for like 2 or 3 Super Bowls? His kicker.
Adam Vinatieri.
He was
3.
the greatest kicker of all time.
Yeah. 2 of the first 3. The third one versus the Eagles, they were already up. Donovan McNabb was driving down the field. It was also rumored that he was throwing up, but he was like heaving and stuff. They were kind of going down slow. Andy Reid is the worst clock management coach of all time. Of all time.
Is he still in the Chiefs?
Yes.
Yeah,
which shouldn't be insane. He should have got fired last year.
They were just listening to that thing, and they were
just listening to Gottlieb say, "Oh, the Titans had a comeback victory against the Chiefs in the playoffs." Who hasn't had a comeback victory against the Chiefs in the playoffs?
Right. So Donovan McNabb goes, throws a pick. I think Rodney Harrison goes, picks it off. Game's over. That's the only Super Bowl in the first 3 that Adam Vinatieri didn't kick a field goal to win it.
Because you have the Tucker
So he'll
game
technically
and all
have
that
2 or
stuff.
3 if it wasn't.
He would
Tucker
obviously
game.
have one of the worst. He'd have the LeBron record in the finals if he didn't have Vinatieri.
And then also he would have an even worse record if you factor in he could have lost all the Super Bowls he was in. He could be 0 for 8.
Absolutely.
Right
So let's say Vinatieri isn't involved. Lynch runs the ball. Atlanta
Falcons
runs the ball.
Yeah, Atlanta just
he goes 0 for 6.
He goes 0 for. He's been in 8 Super Bowls.
8 Super Bowls. He was 0 for. On top of the Giants ones he legitimately lost. He goes 0 for.
That's crazy.
That's why fucking homeboy from Fox that I hate calls him the luckiest of all time.
Oh, Rob Parker?
I hate Rob Parker.
He said, actually in 2012, he said...
Rob Parker's a LeBron hater too, but anyway.
In 2012, Rob Parker said, after the Patriots lost the Super Bowl to the Giants, no way, no how Tom Brady will never make another Super Bowl again. And yeah, he's been in more Super Bowls than anybody in the league since that time period.
That's crazy.
Rob Parker's a fucking clown.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
So
that's one of the few like people or like sports analysis people I dislike.
Yeah, so I was listening to
fuck you, Jason Whitlock. Fuck you, stupid chicken McNugget. That motherfucker is the fucking.
Wait, is that homeboy with no neck? Fat black.
Yeah, the one who has fucking speak for himself. He fucking annoys me because he has the. You think Nick Wright has the worst takes on the planet? No, fucking that motherfucker has the worst takes on the planet. Jason Whitlock is the worst.
I love Nick Wright.
I love Nick Wright too.
To go back,
like Nick Wright.
I hate him, but to go back to the
of course.
To go back to the Aaron Rodgers thing, I was listening to Dan Patrick this morning. They actually brought up a thing that could actually work. You designate one spot on your team, and you could pay the guy whatever the fuck you want to pay him. So you could pay Aaron Rodgers $30-40 million, and it won't count towards your cap. So you designate one player on your team, and
so similar to like a franchise tag type thing. Like
similar to that, but
like
it does not count.
Yeah, you just have one player.
It's like a max slot
of free money.
Free money.
I see.
To pay one player on your team, your star player, and it's usually just going to be a quarterback, and it's not going to
count.
count.
Who do you want on your team to be that one player that gets paid?
On the Patriots?
No matter what amount it is, who is it?
It's Tom Brady. Yeah, it's Tom Brady. Yeah, that's what you got to pay him. Because there's no other individual player on that team that's going to make as much of a difference if he goes out. Mm-hmm. Rob Gronkowski maybe, but
I say Gronk.
But Gronk, if he's having Brian Hoyer throwing to him,
yeah, he's going to make whoever's throwing him the ball.
Right. Tom Brady, and Tom Brady's also durable.
Julian
Edelman is also doing some PDD suspension. But the wide receivers,
Tom Brady always has that one receiver.
Wide receivers.
Thank Wayne Corbett. Thank him for every bit of success every white receiver has ever had.
Thank you,
Wayne Corbett.
There was
that fucking great gazoo motherfucker Wes Welker. Everything he had. Julian Edelman, Braxton Berrios, all you motherfuckers. Wait your bet, number 8.
There's like a streak going on actually that like the top wide receiver has not won a Super Bowl. Like a team with the top wide receiver has not, or top 5 or top 10 wide receiver has not won a Super Bowl in like 10 or 15 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time it really happened was what, Randy with the Patriots?
They didn't win.
I know, like I was saying, last time they even got there. Julio. 2
years ago.
Julio, Randy, T.O.
with the Eagles, yeah. You could, but he was injured most of the year.
Yeah,
but in that year,
top wide receivers even made it to the Super Bowl.
Right. So you don't. That's why people don't pay their wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like you could have like the Eagles last year had
Alshon.
Nelson Aguilar, but they had Alshon on like a crazy deal that was like really good for them. It was a 1 year, like $14 million deal, but it was
they
like
extended him at like week 8.
Yeah, they extended him, but he's not a top 10 wide receiver in the league. He's definitely.
You can make that argument.
You could put him in there,
You can make that argument.
but
top 10.
who do you take out? Like if you're putting top 10, you're saying like
as of last year, Dez is out.
Well, no, yeah, Dez is out, but you're saying DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not. This is no order. DeAndre Hopkins,
Odell,
Antonio Brown,
AB, Julio,
AJ
Jarvis, AJ Green, Mike Evans.
Yep.
Ooh.
You're not gonna pick Jordy or Devontae?
No. Close.
You can actually put Devontae. I would put Devontae
I wouldn't put
ahead.
Devontae in there, but even if you put Devontae in there, that's still 8.
I think.
Ooh.
Go by team. Think by like team.
Jets got nobody, Patriots got nobody, Dolphins got nobody, the Bills got nobody. That's the whole AFC East. The AFC South, the Titans have nobody.
Keenan Allen.
Absolutely.
Yep. Michael Thomas with the Saints. I'd take him over.
Okay, I wouldn't put Devontae in there over Alshon. I would not.
So let's take Devontae out. Then we're at 9, and then for 10, I would.
You could put Jarvis. You could put Alshon.
Yep. You could put Stephon. I'd put Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. But you could. There's the argument.
How about Golden Tate?
Yes. So there's an argument that you could put him there, but he's still not a top. He still last year was not a top 10 wide receiver in the league.
Understandable.
Yeah.
But
So-
you can put him in that class because that 8, 9, 10 spot could be a toss-up.
Yep.
What do we got next? Because we kind of already did like Brady versus Rodgers. In a way, we all kind of just like understood that Rodgers is the best.
The
talent
fantasies.
Yeah, so we could put top 10 fantasy since we're already talking about like,
5.
top 10s and stuff. So
Actually, how about this? Who's the must-have player for fantasy football this year? Who's your must-have?
my must-have is I would go David Johnson.
Must-have?
Must-have.
You think he's going to have a repeat year from what, his rookie year?
From 2 years ago.
From 2 years, yeah.
He broke his wrist last year, and I looked at.
What position is he?
He's a running back. He's a running back for the Arizona Cardinals.
He is crazy.
Literally just as good as any running back in the league.
He kind of like
even Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
I would say when he was healthy, I always said a healthy David Johnson is the number 1 running back in the league because the thing that sold me on it was this run against the Patriots 3 years ago, 3 years ago, week 1. He's swallowed by about 5 Patriots, and then all of a sudden he backs out, runs it for 60 yards. Yeah. Ridiculous. It was a ridiculous highlight, and he just does that constantly. It's kind of like he'll have like a Barry Sanders moment every week. Yeah. And it's ridiculous. He can receive. He's one of the best receiving backs in the league. He's one of the best running backs in the league in terms of like running the ball, and he doesn't fumble a lot. So really protective. And he broke his wrist last year. He could have came back later in the year, but they were like, all right, we're having a losing season anyway.
Don't make it any worse.
Yeah.
For me, there's 2. If you get your hands on Todd Gurley, get your hands on Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley's just got paid, and he's gonna show out because they're gonna go to the Super Bowl this year. That's my pick. The Los Angeles Rams will be in the Super Bowl this year. My actual pick is Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara going to be the number 1 running back for the first 4 weeks without Ingram.
Oh yeah.
Stack high. And Ingram's still playing.
Mark Ingram's still playing. He's suspended for 4 games. Even when Mark Ingram is there, Alvin Kamara is still going to get his reps.
Yeah, they were looking to trade him in the offseason, but if you could get both of them, if you could just stash Mark Ingram on
kind of like what the Carolina
bench.
Panthers did with Stewart and Homeboy.
Yes, D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart all those years ago.
But they're the best running back duo of all. Last year they had the best running back fantasy duo of all time.
Yeah,
of all time. I drafted both of them.
And
Ingram and Kamara.
I drafted both of them.
Yeah, a lot of people are stealing Kamara in the drafts I've been in. Have been stealing Kamara, Ingram high, and I'm like, that's a reach because there's still a lot of players there that can be taken. But like in one of my leagues, I have because Kamara and Gurley were gone, I grabbed Zeke. Zeke is also going to have a great year.
Yeah, he's
going to start catching some balls. Dak doesn't have the receiving core that he once did. He's going to have to spread the ball out more, but Zeke's going to get a lot of the workload, start receiving the balls, and I also stacked him with Christian McCaffrey. Because McCaffrey's also going to have a great year.
Yeah, he's going to have a nice year.
Wide receiver. Who's a must-have wide receiver?
Michael Thomas.
That's a very good pick.
For the Saints. Michael Thomas.
That Two guy, players in a row?
He kind of reminds me of... He's a lot further along in it than Antonio Brown was early in his career, because Antonio Brown really didn't step up till like 2013 when Mike Wallace went to the Dolphins.
Yep.
But yeah, Mike Thomas, he's a beast. He'll catch anything that comes his way. He's got...
How old is he? Like 24?
He's like 23, 22.
Yeah.
He's young. But if you actually... People say that Zeke had a down year last year.
He's showing terrible memes.
Oh.
As we're...
So people say that he had a terrible year last year. Zeke had a down year just because he was suspended for 6 games.
Yeah, we didn't know what the fuck was going to happen to Zeke.
But he had...
It's all because Goodell doesn't really know how to run his business. But that's not my problem. For me, must-have wide receivers Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen, I think, is going to have such an exceptional year because Hunter Henry's hurt, and they don't really have any other wide receiver.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen is literally unguardable. This motherfucker Alfredo's stomach is fucking bouncing up and down right now as he's trying to not laugh. Ah, damn it. Oh, boy.
That's not Pringles out.
Yeah, we're
but
Keenan Allen, virtually unguardable. He's going to have a hell of a year. He has missed a few games in his career, like a lot of games.
He's been unfortunate.
It's been very unfortunate, but I stacked Phillip Rivers and Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's going to be Phillip Rivers' #1 target. No Hunter Henry as a security blanket. No Antonio Gates as a security blanket. All they really have is Melvin Gordon and Travis Benjamin. Keenan Allen's going to be the one.
Last year, Keenan Allen had 102 receptions for 1,393 yards. 1,393 yards. 13.7 yards a catch.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Keenan Allen's arguably one of my favorite receivers. It is my favorite receiver in the league.
And he played all 16 games, compared to playing 1 game in 2016.
What, torn ACL?
I think
Achilles, something like that?
I think, yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, Keenan Allen is my guy, for sure. That's my must-have.
Yeah, he's going to be a really good add-on. He's going to be a really good fantasy addition. You can probably snag him in like the second round, right? Are people getting him in the first round?
In the drafts I've been in, Keenan Allen has been a second-round pick. I had the 7th pick in one of my drafts where I grabbed Kamara. My very next pick, which is like 4 picks later, I grabbed Keenan Allen.
Yeah, nice little, I think a nice little fantasy later round pick, maybe like 8th or 9th round. Tyler Eifert from Cincinnati. He's coming back. He's finally healthy.
The only problem there would be is if Dalton can get him the ball.
But Andy Dalton,
but he's old. He's kind of like
weirdo.
The Red Rocket, Red Rifle, Red Rocket's Dalton.
He's so lucky he has AJ Green on that team.
He actually not lucky at all because AJ Green suffers.
Yep.
He is.
AJ Green makes him look good.
AJ Green doesn't
look good.
He doesn't look good.
And even with AJ Green, he doesn't look good. In like their first year together, they look great, and then Dalton's like, "I'm gonna throw the ball over here, and you're gonna try to get it." Like 4 other people.
So wait, this is something I wanted to mention earlier before you guys keep going on because I don't know anything about football. So how come AJ Green isn't mentioned with Julio, AB, and OJ?
Because his quarterback, and also he's playing in Cincinnati.
Consistency.
Yeah.
He is a freak of nature.
He's 6'3", 235, I think.
So he's also a lot more scrawny than he's led on to believe. That weight doesn't really show up on him. He's a lot more thin and like slender.
Yeah, he's just
he's just really tall and fast. He can jump out of the stadium as well, but he doesn't get the numbers that those guys do.
No, he does not, because we were talking about...
Sat under Green Bay.
Please don't. So,
the last I need is this fucking guy.
Oh, yeah.
AJ Green, Roger Green.
Devontae Adams for AJ.
Yeah, we were talking about Keenan Allen having 102 receptions for about 1,393 yards, so 1,400 yards. Last year, AJ Green played the same amount of games, 75 receptions, 1,078 yards. This is why he's not being mentioned top 10.
I see.
Because he doesn't have a good quarterback. He doesn't have an average quarterback.
But he's a top 10 talent for sure at the wide receiver position.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll always be ranked in that top 5 area.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like a Calvin Johnson, where like Matt Stafford just relies on Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
It's like Andy Dalton just relies on AJ Green, and maybe like John Ross actually finally coming into from his rookie season where he was hurt. Maybe coming into it will probably get AJ Green some more open looks, or it'll probably just open up the field a little bit more.
The only problem with that Calvin comparison is Calvin, you could actually throw him anything.
Oh yeah, you can.
Dude, 6'5", 245, can jump like a mother flower.
He could literally have just given him anything.
He could have 3 guys on in the end zone. Yeah.
Does not have that physicality to do that. He's a
freaking sucks.
a finesse receiver in every sense.
Now, as a Green Bay fan, I was a fan of Megatron. Like, honestly.
Right. Everybody was a fan of Megatron. I don't think there's a single person who's like, fuck Calvin Johnson. I don't think there ever was, because they understood what he was and how important he was to the game. And it sucks that the Lions, the organization, always fuck up the greatest talents.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson, Barry Sanders. I obviously wasn't old enough to watch Barry Sanders to see Barry Sanders live, but
look at him talking about these fucking players he never saw. Look at this fucking 12-year-old.
Fuck off.
12-year-old boy. Keep talking, 12-year-old. Let's go.
I'm gonna fight you. Right across this table.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you over thy knees and spank you. Fucking 12. Fucking 12-year-old.
Am I still young enough to call DCIF or something?
DCF? You're definitely young enough to not, you're definitely young enough to know that it's not DCF.
Or DCYS, I think some people call it.
What? Never mind.
Some people call it that. I don't know. They have different names.
Hunter's my child.
Anyways, I wasn't old enough to watch Barry Sanders live, but looking at his highlights, it's a shame that he only played 10 years.
Just his numbers.
If
you just pulled up a stat sheet of Barry Sanders, you're like, holy shit, I can only imagine what type of runner he was.
If he played the same amount of years as Emmitt Smith is not the leading in career rushing yards.
Curtis Martin's the GOAT.
Okay, but Emmitt Smith is not the career
No, I
leader.
understand everything you're saying. Yes.
Because Barry Sanders played 10 years and was 2,000. I think it was about 2,000 yards away from Walter Payton's record at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it took Emmitt Smith about 2 to 3 more years to break it. And Barry Sanders was on a roll where he was rushing 1,800 yards every year. 1,800 to 2,000. Well, he did rush he hit the 2,000 mark. But he was rushing about 1,800
and the Lions just eat dick, so
Yep.
it's like, I'm not going to play for you anymore. And then we have literally the greatest wide receiver talent to ever fucking step on.
Barry Sanders won one playoff game in his career. One playoff game for an all-time
And
great.
Calvin didn't even get there.
Nope.
Calvin was on that team that went 0-16.
Yep.
When Dan Orlovsky was throwing him the fucking football.
And
Can I do a trade request real quick? A trade thing? The Rockets traded Ryan Anderson and DeAnthony Melton, aka a draft pick, to the Suns for Marquise Chris and Brandon Knight.
Okay, so that'll
Wow. So who got it? Who got that?
The Rockets now
He's
have
got
Marquise
Brandon
Chris and Brandon Knight.
And Marquise Chris. Marquise Chris is a nice forward that you can.
And Brandon Knight is
super
always,
athletic.
Yeah,
always
super
really
athletic
good for
forward,
someone
yeah.
to get fucking crossed. If you're looking for somebody to be put on a fucking hoop mixtape, put Brandon Knight out there.
All I'm saying is the Suns are lucky that they locked up Devin Booker because.
If they would have let him go, that would have been the biggest fuck up of all time.
Well, no, because they're trading away all of his friends. They're
Tyrese Willis, whatever.
Tyler Ulis. Yeah.
Can't speak.
And Marquise Chris, they were pretty tight too. So.
I was hoping Devin Booker was gonna go play with D'Angelo because they're besties.
I hate D'Angelo. I don't want him. Okay, let me stop.
Go
I just don't want him there
talk.
anymore. I don't want D'Angelo Russell anywhere near my team anymore. Everybody's expendable. Kyrie and Jimmy Butler in Brooklyn. Zion too.
Calvin Johnson has been in the playoffs before, but he's never won a playoff game.
Matt Stafford, 2011. Yep.
Versus Saints.
Gotcha.
That was just the Saints. This is the Saints year. Well, that was actually after the Saints year, 2010. So that was
the Saints were still on a fucking roll.
Yeah, that's when their offense was. That's when Drew Brees was passing for 5,000 yards every year.
Yeah.
You still kind of like that right now. When he had Brandon Cooks and Michael Thomas, I was like, wow, this is gonna be It's going to be a tandem for years.
I love that he has more weapons. I would love to see him have...
And he's got a good defense now.
I would love to see him with another tight end.
Remember 2013, 2014... Well, really, it was like 2012 to 2015.
My guy, Jonathan Vilma.
Yeah, it was some of the worst defensive play.
What school you go to, Hunter? What school did Jonathan Vilma go to, Hunter?
I don't want to answer. The U.
Yeah, aren't you a USC fan, though?
So, I am a fan of two schools. I am a fan of Southern California. University of Southern California, go Trojans. Anyway, because of Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush, and I'm a fan of the University of Miami.
Because you're from Florida.
And because I'm from South Florida, and Big Brother's a fan of the U, so I also rock the U. Right. Big Brother's also a Cowboys fan. I can't get jiggy with that.
Michigan, there's Michigan football. And
Hunter
basketball.
actually likes Michigan.
I used to, but the NCAA is a bunch of crooks, so I don't follow anybody anymore.
So now Hunter's actually balls deep in the U right now. Balls deep in the U. We're going to get
Last
Hunter
chance U?
No, the U. When you say the U, you know what the fuck.
Yeah, you know what you're talking
Go
about.
Canes.
No,
that's Gators.
No,
That's Gators.
Gators.
He just did the fucking daddy shark over here. Chain chomps. Turnover chain. Hunter's going to get that t-shirt. Hunter's going to wear the green and orange, and we're going to be...
They do have some dope-ass unis, though.
We can actually breach that subject a little bit, is if NCAA players should get paid.
I don't even think that needs to be a subject because they do.
They do.
Yeah. They do need to get paid.
We all agree on it. I think
they're
everybody
already
does.
getting paid. So might as well allow them.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're getting $2,000 siphon checks monthly,
and
why not let them make money off their likeness?
Or you could be like Reggie Bush and just have the fucking agents and boosters just pay your mom's rent.
And just get your national title stripped away.
Yeah, and lose your Heisman.
I mean, even the Arizona, I think they were paying some players under the table. There was a rumor that DeAndre Ayton got like $100,000.
Everybody's getting paid.
And
if you're a top prospect.
I mean, even Gilbert Arenas, in one of his podcasts, he even admitted, like, Arizona, quote unquote, took care of him. He goes, I had a car in Arizona.
Absolutely.
There was a top NBA prospect, or I think it was like a 5-star player, and he was committed to Arizona when the thing came out.
It was Sharif O'Neal.
Yeah. So he decommitted.
He went to UCLA.
He should have went to LSU. Been a legacy player. That would been dope.
No, because I think they already had another big playing with your boss's boy.
He's a point guard.
No, but I'm saying Sharif O'Neal is
not my boss. He was a customer.
Sharif O'Neal, yeah, he was about to go to Arizona.
Yeah, Hunter knows him.
Yeah.
Ed Waters.
Yeah.
His son, Trey.
So Trey Waters already has a big this year going to him in Arizona, who's pretty solid. So it would have been, I think it would have offset because Sharif O'Neal and that player is almost the same player.
I think Sharif O'Neal just wanted to go to. I think
he would stay near home.
Yeah, I think he wanted to be in Arizona. I mean, his dad played for the Phoenix Suns a little bit, so I think he spent a little time growing up there. But I think now he just wants to be like LA, be around that. And also,
the LA team's not that bad this year either.
No, it won't be. And who knows?
UCLA. Bum, 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 bum.
But being on a terrible team does not mean anything in the NBA. You could be Markelle Fultz on a 9. You could be Markelle.
Take it off your mic, nigga.
You could be Markelle Fultz on a 9-win team and be number 1 overall. So it really doesn't matter where he's gone. He just
9-22. Yeah.
9-22. Right.
That team was garbage.
I just like to point out that I was right.
I know
About Markelle Fultz.
Yeah.
I'm staring at Hunter right now.
And I'm glad you were right about Jason Tatum.
Hunter knows why I'm staring at him, because Hunter, when the
Never
Celtics
liked Markelle
got the number 1 pick, I was like, we're going to take Markelle Fultz. Markelle Fultz. And all of Celtics Twitter was putting Markelle Fultz in the Celtics jersey as their avatars and all that stuff. And I was like, he averaged like 30 points. I was like, he's playing a bunch of bums.
Yeah.
Of course you're going to shoot over double teams when everybody's fucking shorter than you.
Like 5.
Oh, yeah.
If I was
11, 5.
If I was playing a game against, like a 5-on-5 game against a bunch of chairs, I'd be shooting over them too. And then I was like, the one person you should want is Jason Tatum. He's the best offensive player in this draft.
Yeah.
He's like, no, Markelle Fultz. I'm like, dude, just trust me. You should take Jason Tatum, or you should trade back, see what LA wants, or see whatever, because you know LA's taking Lonzo.
Yeah.
See what they're willing to give up if you're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna.
I mean, the Celtics did it smart. They traded the first round, the number 1 pick for another future pick and the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge is a fucking
doesn't
thief.
like doing deals unless he's fleecing an organization.
So he's got Sacramento's pick this year, which is protected. Well, if they get, if it's anything, I think it's like 2 to 5, then they get the pick. If it's number 1, then 76ers get the pick, or Sacramento gets the pick. I'm not sure. I think it's protected. But if they don't get that pick, then they get the unprotected Sacramento pick next year.
That's too much shit.
They also get the Memphis Grizzlies first round pick.
I love the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, whatever. Memphis Grizzlies first round pick. I think it's next year, and then if it's outside the top 10, then they get the unprotected in like 2 years.
Thank God the Nets have other picks back.
Yeah.
Goes
well,
on.
no, nothing.
What's next?
I think the NFL expanding to 18 games.
Yeah. So Jerry Jones kind of always stirs up a case around.
He
this
wants
time
the
of year.
money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they were talking about. He said he was kind of citing a study where he said expanding to 18 games and lessening the preseason to about like 2 or 3 games would reduce injuries because the preseason has higher risk of injury. However, this makes no sense because the preseason roster is 90 guys.
Yeah.
And it's
and you're
like
using your second and third strings.
And it's half the guys have never played NFL football before. Like they're just coming out of college, they're undrafted. They've never played an NFL game, and they don't know how to do anything. And they're just kind of running around.
In order to get your roster in the correct place, the preseason games, I used to think they were so unnecessary, but they're very necessary to make sure your 53-man roster is exactly what you want it to be. If you cut down on however many preseason games, you lose out on that opportunity of seeing them in-game, going full game speed, and what they offer to your team on more than one level.
So what they're doing now is they're doing joint practices now where teams are running plays.
And I don't like that. I don't like these joint practices.
They're running.
Love it.
It's too much. It's too much commotion and fighting and.
No. Listen to this. The Jags played the Patriots last year in a joint practice. The Patriots said, "Okay, we know this Jags team is going to be nasty on defense."
Yeah, because their defense. Yeah.
And then the Jags were like, "Okay, we know some things about the Patriots." So when they met up in the AFC Championship game, they used the same things in that joint practice. 6 months, 7 months later.
So they ran the same offense.
So in NFL preseason games, you don't run your offense. You just run basic plays. You're not running you're not running the Philly special.
Very basic individual sets to help the players learn the playbook.
The basic parts of the playbook. You're not in joint practices. You're using your playbook. Yeah. You're getting acclimated to everything. So that's why they're saying.
Is it like only upper pads, like no tackle?
No, it's tackle.
Oh, it's
full
tackle.
Contact.
Oh, I thought it was like touch tackle. And
No.
You're full
So
contact.
those joint practices are like games.
Yeah.
I love them because
Quarterback's got the red jersey still.
It gives you you still not going to touch the quarterback.
Yeah.
But it gives you an opportunity to get these guys who never played to play against other guys on another team who are going to be playing full speed. It's a learning experience that's 100% necessary. It not only creates a better bond because you're not going against your own teammates anymore.
Yeah.
You're going against another team.
Yeah.
You're going against another group of ones, another group of twos that are out there to earn a job.
Yeah, so they're talking about lessening the preseason games and adding more joint practices. But the thing is that they're saying okay, more guys are getting concussions in the preseason. There's more guys on our roster. They're saying more guys are getting hurt in practices. There's 6 hitting practices a week. In the NFL season, there's 1. And it's usually on Wednesday.
Okay.
It's on a Wednesday or Thursday. And guys, it's just because guys are recovering. So there's less injuries there's more injuries in the preseason because you're hitting 6 times a day, and you're going to a game and you're hitting, and you're getting concussions because there's 90 guys on a roster. So
there's more numbers in a preseason than a regular season.
Right.
So it makes
the statistics are going to be higher.
And the star players are not going to be okay, I want to play 18 games. They're playing 16 games and making bank. But the lesser guys are going to be I can get an extra 100,000 by playing 2 extra games.
Yeah.
But it's if you think about it that way, then those 2 games might affect somebody's playoff chase.
Yeah.
Right. So a star player is going to be playing in those games regardless because they have to help their team make the playoffs. It's not going to be a bunch of bums playing in the 2 extra games.
It's also how do we get all these games on TV? because they're already complaining about Thursday night games.
They are, yep.
So,
well, they would have to. They're thinking about adding 2 bye weeks if they go 18 games, because then you get a bye week after that Thursday night game.
So basically, the Super Bowl won't be until the beginning of March.
Well, no. I think no. If they take away the preseason games, then it's just going to be around the same time. It'll be the first Sunday of the month. But what they're saying is, that, like some guys right now, that they hate it. Like Richard Sherman came out like last year or 2 years ago, where he was saying, "Okay, I don't like playing Thursday night games because we just played Sunday. It takes us 3 days to recover, and we got to practice on a Wednesday."
But don't you get like another additional?
Well, then you don't play till the following Sunday, but you're still playing 2 games in a 4-day span.
Okay.
After that Sunday, you should have a bye week. Then you should play a Thursday night game. So that should be your second bye week for everybody that plays it, because I think everybody plays a Thursday night game.
Yeah. The problem also is the Thursday night games are literally
They're the
watch
worst.
the opening season, like the opening game of the season, which is on Thursday night, and then there's never a game that really matters on Thursday night.
Also, when the Jets and
besides
Bills,
the Thanksgiving games, I guess.
The Jets-Bills always play on Thursdays.
and when they play in the color rush, every colorblind person on earth sees gray on that game, because the red and the green.
Oh, they do that on purpose?
No,
they don't do it on purpose,
but
but
you just can't see color.
Oh, I thought something specific. I'm like, wait, what?
no. So they were like, so they had some colorblind Jets fan tweet out on Twitter, and he was like, I don't know what team to root for.
Those color rush uniforms are some of my favorite uniforms.
But there's just like one
They're really good.
solid color?
But no. So colorblind people that have like a green and red scale, they see gray when they're both together. So when they have the red Buffalo jersey and the green Jets jersey, when they're together, it's gray.
I see.
So they actually have a video on YouTube where it's like, this is how you'd see it if you're watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I tricked Anna into watching it. I was like, yo, look at this, man. Look at these colors. And she was like, it's gray. I see gray. What's happening?
She's
huh?
Oh, so you're just
She's not. I was working with her. So, and she was like, it's gray. What? I'm not colorblind. I was like, yes, you are. I was like, I'm seeing green and red.
Colors.
I was like, this guy's green, this guy's red.
Oh.
She's like, I see gray. I was like, well, that's your problem, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, fuck Thursday night games. They don't matter.
They don't, and they're usually blowouts anyway, and they're uninteresting.
Cool. That Jets topic actually leads us into another topic that's on this document. Teddy Bridgewater just got traded.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, to the Saints for a 3rd-round pick.
That means your boy Sam Darnold is going to get the starting job.
Yeah, well, I don't want that, but like it is what it is. So here's how I feel. As a Jets fan who has had nothing but trash quarterbacks for the last fucking 15 years.
Chad Pennington.
Fuck Chad Pennington. Fuck that guy. I want him to get all the time he needs.
Mm-hmm.
He's 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's the youngest quarterback in the league. He's the youngest quarterback in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking tremendous talent. He has such a strong arm, and he has it.
Mm-hmm.
He has that it factor that you only see in quarterbacks every 6 years or so that come along, that are in your Deshaun Watsons, your Carson Wentz's, your Matt Ryans, your Tom Brady's, your Aaron Rodgers.
But if he like works on some of like the interceptions and fumbles, because what they go by in like the smaller, like in the colder markets like New York and stuff, in the wintertime the ball gets hard, and he's played in California, so he also has small hands compared to other quarterbacks.
I want to eat this burger, but I have such tiny hands.
Yeah, he's got those little Burger King hands.
Yeah.
So you can't eat the
here's
Whopper.
my defense in those fumbles. If you watch any of Sam Darnold's games last year, I watched one in particular that comes to mind. It was the game against Washington.
Mm-hmm.
All of his linemen got hurt, and that was early in the college football season. All of his linemen got hurt, so literally all year, besides Ronald Jones at running back, he had nothing but true freshmen blocking for him.
Yeah, and he lost his left tackle, Antonio Garcia, who got drafted by the Patriots, had a blood clot, but he's out of the league,
And Juju. So between losing the number one receiver that you had, that is a fucking star in Juju, you lose your whole offensive line.
Yep.
How are you supposed to create plays without getting hurt? So he's fumbling. Like, obviously, you have to take better care of the ball, but you need to also have an opportunity to protect your quarterback. With this offensive line the Jets have here, I just hope it doesn't turn into David Carr, where he got sacked 72 times in the first season.
Dang, what? Dang.
Yeah, he got sacked 72 times because that offensive line was trash. And this is when Houston was an expansion team that just literally was only been around for a couple years at this point. We're actually a brand new team, and I just don't.
That was like 2004,
2001, 2000.
And if you look at another guy, you also don't want him to be Andrew Luck.
Yes.
Andrew Luck has been sacked 156
Feel bad
times.
for that guy. He's such a great quarterback, but he
I
doesn't
want him to be Andrew Luck in the sense of all the good things. I don't want him to be Andrew Luck in the sense where Jim Irsay doesn't know how to protect his investment.
He doesn't know how to. He just drafted Quentin Nelson, who's going to be a
By the
good.
way, how do you protect Peyton but not protect Andrew Luck?
Well,
Peyton's more of like he could go to the line if he saw like Peyton would see blitz is coming and he would audible to it, and Peyton had full control of the playbook, so he would have a certain play picked out and he could just do whatever he wants at the line. So Peyton didn't really get sacked as much.
He also had Hall of Fame linemen.
But Peyton also got hurt because of he had that neck injury. He was out.
He didn't always have a consistent offensive line.
No.
But he did have great offensive lines when he won all of his games.
And they were talking about like Tom Brady. He's always had Matt Light or Nate Solder at left tackle. He's had 2 left tackles, and he's now having a third one in an almost 20-year career compared to like some of these other guys.
Left tackle was like the most important offensive
line side.
Yeah, Andrew Luck has Anthony.
Oh, because he's a right-handed player. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Andrew Luck has.
Then you have the right tackle.
Yeah, Andrew Luck has Anthony Costanza, who's like he's a good left tackle, but he's not like. It's not top 5, top 10, you know?
Yeah, my problem with Darnold, like, I want Darnold to play because as a Trojans fan, as a Jets fan, nothing gets me more excited than understanding the talent that was just falling to our lap because the Browns took Baker. Not taking anything away from Baker, but the best quarterback, talent-wise, was Sam Darnold. Fuck EA Sports for lowering his rating to literally the worst quarterback in the draft.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Even lower than homeboy that got picked by the Ravens?
Lamar Jackson?
Yes. He is a lower rated overall quarterback.
I think because Lamar Jackson is more mobile.
I don't give a fuck.
I have to like defend the Browns pick because you have John Dorsey, who was in Green Bay, and he was around Brett Favre, and he saw some of the similar traits.
Absolutely.
Didn't Dorsey come back to the Packers?
I think it was a better pick.
No, he's on the Browns. He's Browns GM right now.
Oh,
Baker
GM,
Mayfield will have a better career with the Browns than Sam Darnold would have because Sam Darnold's not going like, okay, I got to take over this franchise.
Sam Darnold is the perfect New York quarterback.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to involve himself in the media. He's going to carry himself in a professional manner. He's like, I'm here to win games. I'm here to win. I love my guys. These are the guys I'm rolling with. He has a great head on his shoulders. Not saying Baker doesn't, but Baker is one of those natural leaders.
Yep.
Where it's like, he can walk into a room and he's polarizing.
Yeah.
You can see it on and that's our next topic is Hard Knocks. You can see that on Hard Knocks. Baker Mayfield's a better coach than Hugh Jackson on Hard Knocks.
Baker has
he's got it. Yeah,
like I told you, Sam Darnold has it from a quarterback perspective. Baker has it.
Like persona, like a
locker room. He is a larger than life personality.
There's in the first episode he goes up and they're saying like, okay, you have to like tell us what you got on your rookie signing bonus, and he's just going up there and like a lot of rookies are going to be like, I got like $5 million or whatever. He was like, I had $14 million, and when Uncle Sam took it out, $7 million, and then everybody's like, oh, and he was like, yeah, whatever. And he did that John Dorsey thing last week for the rookie show. One of the funniest parts on Hard Knocks. I was going Boston.
I'm from Boston.
From
Baker
Hard Knocks. Yeah.
is unbelievable. I hate how Hugh Jackson is running his ship
and refusing to give him first team reps. So.
Because the idea is Tyrod, whatever the fuck you want to call him, is going to be the starter week 1. And we get that. But he's going out and he's like, Tyrod's my number 1. Tyrod's my number 1. Tyrod's my number 1. As opposed to creating an environment or a sense of competition to bring out the best in both of these guys, he's automatically not giving Baker a chance. Which, if Baker given the chance, he may outperform Tyrod Taylor.
Baker Mayfield's one of those guys too, where he's not like the number 1 overall pick, where he's had it handed to him his whole college career.
He's earned it.
He has earned it every step. He went to what was it? It was Texas. Yeah, Texas A&M.
He walked in everywhere he went.
Walked on to Texas A&M, left Texas A&M, walked on at Oklahoma, won a Heisman as a walk-on, and then went number 1 overall in the draft. He's the real deal. That Browns organization for the next 10 years is going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Baker is going to do better with the Browns than he would with the Jets, because I feel like the media in New York would have eaten Baker Mayfield alive the same way they would eat Rex Ryan alive when he was there.
Yeah.
But this is, as going back to Sam Darnold, I love him to death. I want him to do well. I'm just scared that it can get fucked up.
It could quick.
It can get fucked up real quick.
You could lose his confidence. He could lose his confidence really quick.
And that's also what happens to every Browns quarterback that goes into the fucking organization.
Yep.
They step foot in there as a young kid, and they get no support. They get no confidence. They get yelled at by Hugh Jackson because he's a fucking terrible coach.
Yep.
They don't have anything. Hugh Jackson's gonna get fired by the end of the year. I guarantee. Even if they have a winning record, I guarantee that.
And you got Greg Williams and Todd Haley that can step right in.
Todd Haley will be the head coach.
Yeah.
I guarantee it by the beginning of next year.
Yo,
and they look fantastic.
Who was that Giants coach that got fired last year for benching Eli?
Ben McAdoo.
Ben McAdoo, the worst coach.
I
Second
hate
worst.
Ben McAdoo so much.
I was gonna say, would you like Ben McAdoo in the Browns?
I don't want Ben McAdoo near any football team ever. This is as a Jets fan, not even a Giants fan. As a football fan, Ben McAdoo doesn't know shit about shit. Is sorry about this R word about to drop. Is retarded. He's retarded.
Just because he took
2018,
over
bro.
McLaughlin, right? McLaughlin was his fate. That old ass coach that the Giants
Tom
had.
Coughlin took over for Tom Coughlin.
Tom Coughlin.
McAdoo was his offensive coordinator, who was not even a good offensive coordinator.
Nope.
He's fucking trash.
And Todd Haley and Greg Williams look great on hard
They look
knocks right now.
fantastic.
They look great.
They're not supposed to hit the quarterback. Then fucking block them.
And also that Bob Wiley, the offensive line coach, where he goes, huh, and
His stomach would jump every time he say anything. He's also saying stretching's overrated.
he's
All
like,
right, guy.
he's like, humans been around 3,000 years, and we're still doing the same drills.
You know what we used to do back in World War I and II? Push-ups, sit-ups, and jumping jacks.
Stretching's overrated.
We've never done no stretching. We won 2 world wars. What the fuck is that?
And the Browns have won one game.
Touch. What the fuck is that? And then Carl Nassib.
Oh.
Why is he retarded? Why is this man retarded? Why is anybody taking financial advice from this motherfucker?
Michael Kendrick should have took financial advice from him, honestly.
Michael, that's insider trading. That doesn't really about financial advice. But anything else really important that we need to talk about?
No, I mean, unless you guys want to kind of delve more into the fantasy or like week 1 and kind of like recap what's going on in the preseason. But
I think we'll do that next week.
Yeah.
Like, we'll do that a little bit more when we do a week 1 recap, because we got Big's brother coming in to take care of that. We're going to do our predictions. We'll run through some more fantasy stuff, predictions going through. Ryan Tannehill versus will make its debut next week. We'll make the bracket, and then we'll put that out on Twitter so everybody at home can play along with it, all 12 of you. And
shout out to the 12 followers.
Shout out to the 12 people who are watching it. I know a couple guys that work for me watched it, and they said it was really funny. This week, really not that funny. I feel bad. Really not
we just got to delve into our Mike Francesa. Hey, Mike.
Hello? Hey,
First time, long time.
Hey, Mike, it's Todd. Todd from
Staten Island.
From Staten Island. How you doing, Mike? First time, long time. Aaron fucking Judge, huh? I'll hang up and listen.
What are you, retarded?
What do you mean, Aaron Judge? What are you even talking about? I have high blood pressure over here. Give me a Diet Coke. I can't deal with you, Todd. Who is this Todd? Find his address.
And it's always the heavy breathing in between.
Todd? Who let Todd call? When I find out who let Todd go through on the phone lines, I'm gonna kill him. Hey, Mike, how you doing? This is Trevor. This is Trevor from Queens. How are you? Hey, remember that game when the Mets in the World Series, we won that game? I hang up and listen.
Hey, Mike, Saquon's gonna win MVP this year. I'm gonna hang up and listen.
Hey, Mike Francesa, how you doing? This is Rob. Rob from down the street. How are you? Eli Manning, greatest quarterback of all time. I'm gonna hang up and listen. For anybody who doesn't understand these jokes, this is from Mike Francesa. Anybody who's ever watched The
New
Fan.
York sports.
Oh, you know what's the best one too is when people like talk to Bart Scott. This one guy I was listening the other day. It's called Maggie Bart and the show, and they were like, yeah. First of all, I just want to say, yeah, Bart, you're very well spoken, and your parents should be proud. They raised you right. You're very well spoken. And I was like, what does that mean?
It means you're black and you're not allowed to speak that way. Talking real brazy out here.
Yeah, he was, and he didn't even ask a
this
question.
Next 10 minutes is me being real crazy.
Yeah.
I'm out here. What is it? It's almost 12 o'clock over here.
It's 12:30.
It's 12:30 in the morning. I'm about to get crazy. You
I'm about to turn the stream off.
You want to hear what
Yeah,
I got next?
This is gonna be edited out.
Nah,
I might edit this for a separate segment.
Fuck that. Let's. Maybe I shouldn't do what I was about
Don't
to say.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is on iTunes, guys.
Hey,
Don't do it.
I'm gonna have to.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? This is Jeremy from Queensbridge.
Please don't.
Nasty Nas. How are ya?
Disclaimer right here.
How about the black people?
I'm gonna hang up and listen.
What about it? I'm gonna hang up and listen. What the fuck do you mean about the black people?
Oh my god.
This has been Jump Shot Therapy.
Season 2, episode 1.
This has been Jump Shot Therapy. My name is Dylan. I'm the boss, baby. I'm Basil Buns. I am Get Your Shit Together. As you can see, I totally need to get my shit together. We're with the Trash Man. We're Muslim Goku. We're with Young Boy Hunter.
We open up next episode with a releasing of Dylan Barreto.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? This is
He's been
Todd,
cut from the
Todd
3-man
again.
roster.
I know you said you were really mad about Todd calling through, but guess what, motherfucker? I'm here again. The New York Yankees, the New York Giants, the New York Knicks, and the New York Rangers. Fuck them. I'm gonna hang up and at some point next week, I'm gonna be working on my my ode to Rex Ryan. And I'm going to put that out. It's something I've had in the works on a serious note for a very long time from the perspective of a Jets fan who was 13 years old, 13 through 16, and to where the Jets as an organization are now because of Rex Ryan and the importance to not even football, but the importance of having a head coach who's not fearful of Goliath.
He said he was going to punch. What did he say? He was going to fight Bill Belichick? He was going to punch him?
Yeah, pretty much. Rex Ryan being the David, Bill Belichick and the Patriots being the Goliath, and how going through those years where he went to the AFC Championship game back-to-back, how somebody who doesn't understand what winning in sports is gets it. And it's a unique perspective from somebody who's now 24 years old to look back almost 10 years, actually 10 years exactly, from Rex Ryan getting the job, Mark Sanchez being drafted, fuck Eric Mangini, and going through every soundbite, starting off with, I didn't come here to kiss Belichick's rings. That I'm going to be working on when I finally get some time. It's a very long-form written piece that I'm really excited to do and dive into.
I'm going to be doing a long-form piece on the Ode to Tom Brady. It's going to be about 70 pages, so it'll be coming in about 3 years, all right?
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. The Ode to Tom Brady is
Because-
a fucking picture of him holding his fucking 5 rings. You fucking
All right,
bitch.
this ode could only be about 2 pages, all right? Because if it's any longer, he's only been in 2 AFC Championship games. You got to chill.
Yeah, but so here's the
And
thing.
he never developed a quarterback. He ruined it.
The job is to not develop a quarterback. Fredo's trying to wrap me up, but he can go fuck himself. We're going as long as I want to fucking go. It's not about the development of the quarterback. It's about the development of little brother in New York City. So I'm very excited to really doing that. I'm Dylan. That's Fredo. That's Hunter. He's young and white. He's Muslim Goku. I need to get my shit together. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.